Dear viewers, Prashanjit Paul here. In this video, I'll discuss healthcare sector in India, the top stocks. In this video, I'll cover the top hospital stocks in India and also the top diagnosis shares in India and also the overall sector analysis. So let's start. See, the first interesting thing to look is that in India, the bed to population ratio is very low. It is estimated that there is around 19 lakhs hospital beds, which translates to around 1.4 beds per 1000 population. It means in India, per 1000 persons there are only 1.4 hospital beds. Now an allopathic doctor in India serves around 1511 people, which is a very higher than the WHO recommendation of one doctor for 1000 people. The same story repeats with the nurses. Now if you compare the hospital bed, see, in all the countries, not only in the developed countries like UK and US, but in countries like Sri Lanka, Thailand, Brazil also, the hospital beds per 100% is way higher than India. So while in India there are, as I mentioned in the first slide, there are only 1.4 beds per 1000 persons. This number is around 2 in the Thailand, Brazil, and in 3 in the countries like US, UK, Sri Lanka, and that is as high as 4 in China. So despite having an underpenetrated healthcare system in India, the healthcare system is still very underpenetrated. The good thing is India has successfully tackled diseases like polio, malaria, tuberculosis and all. For example, like the death causing due to malaria in India declined to 0.02 death per 1 lakh population in 2018 from the 0.1 death in 2001. So national health programs played a very vital key role for tackling this serious health problem. See, now what's the point I make? The point is, despite having poor healthcare system, India has shown a great promise in handling disease. And why not? India is known as the pharmacy of world because India is the largest manufacturer of generic medicines across the world, and India had all the resources. What it lacks is it lacks investment. Good thing is that is changing now with the increasing investment and favorable government reforms. See, healthcare segment as a whole is witnessing a very strong demand from both domestic and from the foreign investors. The healthcare industry has already grown at the compound annual growth rate of 22% since 2016. So this is a very high growth. Any kind of growth of more than 20% over a long period of 5-6 years is considered as a great growth, and this growth momentum is further expected to continue, backed by the government reforms like PLI scheme, FDI. So PLI scheme is like the production linked incentive. So this scheme is recently introduced by government at India, where a medical device manufacturer will get incentive for increased production. So the overall healthcare segment, so now the overall segment is a very sweet spot for investment, or as you can say, there is a sectorial tailwind because of the multiple factors. The first one is under penetration of healthcare service in India, so there is a huge room to grow. Then there is a rising medical tourism. What is this medical tourism? You know, the many people from our neighbors like Bangladesh or Sri Lanka, they come to India for the treatment. Basically, if you follow, there are huge number of patients from Bangladesh, they came to India for the treatment. And not only that, not only from Bangladesh, many African countries, even in some Asian countries, patients also come in India because of the low cost of treatment. The third is the increasing health awareness, then increasing accessibility of medical services, and then the jump in lifestyle related disease, and last but not the least, favorable government schemes. Government is also proactive for promoting multiple like PLI schemes and all to promote this healthcare segment. Now, if you already know that in every year the government budgets, the government increase allocation towards the healthcare segment. In the budget 2021 itself, the allocation towards healthcare segment more than doubled after the pandemic. So that's also a great tailwind for the sector. Now let's have a look who are the key beneficiaries. See, healthcare sector is very broad, covering hospital, medical device, diagnostics, pharma, digital platform and more. Now pharma itself is a huge segment that we'll discuss on some other day. Now there are two direct beneficiaries are hospital and diagnostic sector. So within the hospital and diagnostic sector, if I come first for the hospital sector, what are the tailwinds on hospital sector? The first thing is low government participation in India offers huge growth opportunity for private players. You know, there are government hospitals in India, but at the same time the number of government hospitals are very low, and this itself offers the private players a huge opportunity. And you know, normally peoples from that, even not only the city, that even the tier 2 cities, people prefer the private nursing home or private hospitals compared to the government one. The second is rise in healthcare insurance is another growth trigger. See, in India the healthcare insurance, the insurance penetration is still very low, but this insurance is rising, health mediclaim is rising, which is a great growth trigger for the overall hospital sector. The third point is hospital sector is already witnessing a secular growth in the past many years, and which is expected to continue in the upcoming many years as well. And the third and obvious things is medical tourism, which is on rise, as I am saying that many persons from Bangladesh and Asian countries and in some African countries also, they come in India for the affordable health care. Now let's have a look what are the top stocks in hospital segment. See, these four are the top shares in hospital segment. Now if I consider this Apollo Hospital, Narayana Hrudayalaya, Fortis and Kovai Medical. Now see, Fortis is a turnaround story, because in Fortis earlier there was a management, now there is a management change. So Fortis is a completely separate turnaround story. My personal favorite, if you say 1, 2, 3, see Narayana Hrudayalaya, I'll keep it at first, then Apollo, and then obviously the Kovai, because Kovai Medical is they are concentrated only in the southern part of country, but this Narayana Hrudayalaya and Apollo is a pan-India player. Now if you look at the 5-year sales growth, what you will find, the Apollo growth rate is 17%, Narayana 18%, Kovai comes at 12% and Fortis at 3%. As I'm saying that Kovai is mainly focused in the southern India. If you look at the EBITDA margin for Kovai, the margin is highest. Why highest? Because Kovai, they didn't invest huge amount to expand their hospitals, but in case of Narayana and Apollo, they are expanding, and for the same reason the 5 years average ROE is much higher in Kovai and lower in Narayana and Apollo Hospital. And for the same reason the debt to equity ratio is higher in Apollo, Narayana and Kovai. Also it is more than 1.26, but which is within 0.24 in the for this Fortis. Now you might ask that this just because looking at the ROE and debt to equity ratio, Apollo and Narayana may not be a good candidate, but that's not actually what is happening in hospital business. In hospital segment, initial investment to build up a hospital is huge, but once a hospital is built, then after that the recurring income comes. So this is why Narayana and Apollo, they are still investing to expand their branches. But over the next 2 years, once that expansion stops, and then they will reap the benefits from the newly opened branch, then this ROE will increase over the next 4 to 5 years. Now interest coverage ratio, obviously any interest coverage ratio is higher the better. So in Kovai this is the best, Narayana below 1, Apollo Hospital also below 1. The 5 years CFO divided by PAT test, in this test every single hospital passed this number. Now if you want to know why these things are important, like 5 year CEO, PAT, interest coverage, then you can check my fundamental tutorial, which is available in my website www.prasenjitpal.com, and the link of this tutorial is also given below in the description. Before moving ahead, a small information that if you want to receive high quality stock every month from myself, that is handpicked by me, then you can join my YouTube membership, which starts at only 399 rupees per month. Within this rupees, how you can join, under every video, whatever the video you watch, you will find there is an join button just behind the subscribe. So once you click on the join button, you will get all the 3 different packages, 399, 599 and 3599. So in 399 itself, you will get one high quality stock every month, and most importantly the stock that I have shared in the month of February, March, they are doing exceptionally well despite the overall volatility, the ups and down in the market. So again, let's get back into the presentation. So next I'll cover the diagnostics sector. So what are the tailwinds of the diagnostics sector? See, This is one of the fastest growing sector in India. This is a very attractive play to expand the healthcare sector. This, what's this diagnostic sector? Like as we do the blood test, you know. So earlier what happened? Earlier only doctors prescribe the test, like you need to do this test and that. But nowadays with the rising population, the rising youth population, so many are also doing preventive health checkup. So the second point, increase in lifestyle disease and jump in preventive testing that I am mentioning are the key triggers. Preventive testing means now educated, many I noticed many educated youths do once the full body checkup from these companies like Thyrocare or Dr. Patla lab and all. The third is spread of healthcare service, insurance and another contributing factors. Many insurance companies, many mediclaim plan comes with one free preventive health checkup. Now the companies operating in the diagnostic sector are generally in asset light in nature. What it means? Like the investment is not huge. If you want to open a lab for testing like this, all these tests, like be it the cholesterol test and all, so the investment is not huge for that. And the last, expected to record, this company is expected to record lower double digit growth in the coming year. So what are the top companies in this diagnostic sector? See, top companies are these three companies: Dr. Lal PathLabs, Metropolis and Thyrocare Technologies. If you look at the numbers, the last 5 years sales growth is highest in Thyrocare. EBITDA margin is also great and the Thyrocare. If you compare the 5 years average ROE, so if you carefully look, all these numbers are much better compared to the hospital stocks, because this diagnostics is an asset light business. As I mentioned, a huge investment is not required for blood test and all. A little bit rather than to open a setup and hospital, huge investment is required. For Dr. Lal PathLabs, the D debt to equity ratio is 0. In Metropolis, that is 0.13, and in Thyrocare it is again 0.03. Interest coverage is also high in all the three stocks. 5 years CFO divided by PAT, which means if it is more than 1, then there means the chances of any corporate governance issue might rise is very low. So if you compare hospital sectors and the diagnostic sector, obviously diagnostic sectors is preferred. In hospital, Apollo and Narayana Hrudayalaya, and in diagnostic sector, these are the top three companies: Dr. Lal PathLabs, Metropolis and Thyrocare. All these companies are expected to grow very good in the next coming years, and all these three are a very fundamentally strong stock. Overall, this healthcare sector is on a very sweet spot. The business is also recession proof in nature, because whatever happens, as you know, that irrespective of the interest rate high and down, this healthcare demand of healthcare segment will always remain. Now before you go, another interesting thing that I need to mention, apart from the mentioned sector, medical device is another segment that you must need to watch. And as a standard disclosure, like I have my personal investment in a company called Poly Medicure, which operates in this segment, I mean the medical segment. The Poly Medicure, what they do, they manufacture medical equipments. Okay, now in the Follow My Portfolio, like if you are a paid member in Follow My Portfolio service, where I disclose my personal portfolio and whatever I am buying and selling, then they know that I have invested at the rupees of 560 in the month of February 21, while the current market rate is around 850 to 900. Within just 2 months, the current rate means in the April 21, within just 2 months the stock price generated a great return. Poly Medicure is a beneficiary of the government's PLI scheme, as I was mentioning. So if you're interested in knowing more about the thought process and all these things, do let me know in the comment section. I'll come up with similar kind of video. And also, if you are interested, in the description box there's a link to Follow My Portfolio segment, where I share my personal portfolio, and also I broadcast my buy and sell. Whenever I buy a stock in my portfolio, I mention with the allocation, and whenever I sell, I also mention to the subscribers. Now, if you learned something new from this video, make sure to click on the like button and subscribe the channel if you want to get my upcoming videos at totally free of cost. And also don't forget to share it with your friends if you feel you learned something new from this video. So that's all from Azan today. I'll see you in the upcoming week for another insightful video. Till then, happy investing.